Welcome, Mia. Unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you, Peter, for having me and this opportunity to share my journey.
Well, no, thank you for
Uh,
doing so.
no worries. I will try to keep it short and sweet. Hi everyone. My name is Mia. I'm from Riyadh. When I start with BK 9 months ago, my goal was fat loss, same as everybody here. Before joining, I was struggling with seeking fast result. Always after that fast result, and when don't get that fast result, I get frustrated, and then I overeat, and then I get busy in life, and then I promise myself to start over again in Sunday, and we become stuck in this loop forever. So after a decade, like after a quiet time in this loop, you decide like I decide like it's done, and I started a new way of lifestyle. So I registered with Peter. When I registered with Peter, I have learned three things. Actually, that changed everything for me. First one, we started to work on divided the big goal into small goals, and that make it manageable for me. And each goal will take you to another goal, and it's quite exciting, especially for a person who's looking for perfection, same as me. The second thing that we have worked on and I will carry with me on my whole life is the food. Food not always black and white. There is so many shades of food, so you can enjoy your food and nourish your body and also lose weight at the same time. So I believe this perspective has changed my mindset about food, and I started to look at the food on different mindset. And there is no harm to dedicate 20% of your diet to enjoy something you like while you are on your low fat journey. Last thing I work with them also is that 1% of a progress. So 1% of a progress is a win. I believe life is not perfect, and we got responsibilities. Some people have kids, and there is some work responsibilities that keep you tired. So showing up at the gym, regardless your effort, is still 1% of progress. So I believe if you remove this kind of perfection idea, it will click in with you. So proudly, after 9 months, I can say I'm glad I joined BK, uh, because I become another person. As you said, the old person has died, and this is a new person, new Mia. I lost with them like 17 kilo and 11% of my body fat, and I'm glad I did join this program.
More than Mia. I was looking back at the journey that we had from your first in body to where we are now. And back in January, 76, 50% body fat, 19 visceral fat, and that you see the changes on the right there, right? You see sort of body fat down, sort of nearly 13%, body weight down, sort of 16.4. And I think there's been like one of the things to highlight here is, these are the numbers, right? But I think, we could quite easily have this conversation without the numbers because the change in you, Mia, has been astounding. You have, as you said, like become a totally different person in order to achieve this. And one of the things that I want to ask you about is, I know this has been like a big year of change for you. Now you probably understand a little bit more about the phases, the discovery and growth phases.
Mhm.
Where do you think you were at when we had that conversation 3 months in, and you were like, "Yeah, Pete, yeah, I've got this," and then I kind of steered you back, saying, as you get deeper, things are going to have to change. The results still won't continue the same way because you've changed, right? There's potentially 10 kilos less of you. So now, you're going to have to get tighter with things, more consistent with things. So I guess what was that change in mindset at that point? Or what were you thinking versus where did you arrive to?
Well, I can say when you start your lost fat journey, you become obsessed with the number. And when you dig deep and you keep going, you start to pay less attention about the number and pay more attention on the progress and your feeling in your body. So I believe 3 months, last 3 months was totally different from the beginning, because when I was the person in the beginning, I was totally different person. I was focusing on numbers. I was focusing on appearance. Now I'm focusing on my health, on my muscle growth, on my performance, and also to listen to my body and also respond to my body well. And this is a game changer for me. And whenever you go deeper, there is something to learn. It's not just fat loss. Like there is a lot of things you could learn, a lot of things you could achieve. Each year, there is a different thing. So I believe it's changing my mindset more than my body.
For sure, for sure. And I think, I was looking back at our first consultation we had, and you had considered, moving from HR into sort of personal training. And
Yeah.
I think that was a bit of a pipe dream at the time. And obviously, you're making steps towards that. So I guess, like, how has this changed other aspects of your life or given you the push to chase things that maybe you thought were out of reach before?
Well, this is deep question. Because when you start training, you start to see life from different perspective. Like you start to enjoy what you do, and you start to believe that you no longer want to do something you don't enjoy. So you start to apply this in everything in your life. So when I started training and feeling that joy and the achievement that I achieve, I start to look at my job from different perspective, like why I'm doing this, why I'm stuck in here. So let's move to different career. يعني. This is what my plan before, but when I embrace it, I felt more connected.
Amazing. And we got you when you visited Jeddah to understand the overhead squat and the deficiencies or imbalances there over lunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, that was good. Um, Now, you are kind of at a stage in your journey recently where we've kind of achieved great fat loss, right? And it's been a good amount of the year in relation to that. And Marvin being the reverse diet sort of champion here, sort of got you to sort of embrace that and go more into like a performance element of your training, right? Which gives you a different lens, increasing calories, focusing on the performance in the gym, the strength, all of that kind of stuff. How has that been for you, having been so focused on fat loss and the number on the scale to now having to think, oh, my weight's going to go up maybe? Because I think like going back to the InBody, right? There was a stage where we had been gaining some good muscle, a kilo of muscle.
Yeah.
However, as we got deeper into your journey, we found that you were starting to lose muscle because obviously you're in a bit of a calorie deficit, even though strength may have been consistent. So at that point, something really had to change. And I think it was great that you embraced that part of the journey. But how is that for you? How has that been?
Well, first thing when we had that call about reverse diet, I was panicking, honestly, because what do you mean I have to eat more? What do you mean to undo everything I did? Like I was a little bit scared, honestly, but I trust you guys and I trust the process. And now I can say it's the best thing I have ever done, and I could do it 100 times because my energy shifted. I walk into the gym like a beast, and my performance is, and my performance as well. I have noticed incredible change in my performance. I can increase my weight. I can increase my reps. Totally different. I sleep well. I eat without guilt. And the most surprising thing is Like I enjoy food and the number and the scale is the same and my muscle is become bigger. And this is something I have never experienced before. And I'm glad I did, yeah.
Nice. Because I think I mean Marvin, chip in if you want here because I know you were the one championing this for Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a great experience so far. I mean, just considering how you went from, like you said, a couple of maybe years of like trying to lose body fat, and then you have 11 months of great progress losing body fat, and then now shifting to like, okay, let's build some muscle. We have to eat some more food, and now you've embraced that really well. What would you say to someone that potentially needs to start thinking about reverse dieting and stop thinking just about losing body fat? What advice would you give them?
Like, uh, I can say, lose body fat is not always the game. Reverse diet is also part of the game. So if you want to change your body, you have to experience so many phases. It's not only lose fat, because eventually you will expose yourself into a injury, and your performance will decrease. Because before I start reverse diet, my performance also decreased, and I was wondering what is the issue. So I wasn't aware about the reverse diet, and it become a part of the game. So anybody who's looking for building that body they dream of, they have to also experience reverse diet and learn more about their body and performance before coming back again to fat loss phase.
Wow. I mean, it's amazing to think that like this is a complete mindset shift, right? Compared to what you would have been a few months ago and just being like singularly focused.
Totally different, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you're quite excited about as the journey continues in terms of fitness and health? Obviously, you're becoming a PT. That's an exciting thing. But
Yeah.
anything else that you found that being healthier, stronger has led you to do that you're excited to try, maybe?
Well, honestly, I'm no longer looking for like hypertrophy phase. Looking for more power and what does it say? To be more stronger, and
Mm.
yeah, that
Yeah.
phase, that beyond hypertrophy.
And what that does for you outside the gym too, right? Like I imagine just life just becomes so much easier when you're stronger, right?
Yeah, especially like a woman living alone. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Amazing. Well, if there's any questions at all, anyone, please shout. And I mean, let's give Mia a round of applause for sharing and obviously going into detail. Uh, oh God, there's emojis you can do now. Um,
Nice.
so Mia, I think, just from myself and Marvin, like huge congratulations. Thank you ever so much for sharing. I think these sorts of things, I think people probably get bored of me and Marvin talking about the same kind of shit. So, so when you share your experiences, the kind of the rawness of it, I think is amazing. So really, thank you for the honesty. Thank you for the insight there. Is there anything else that you kind of want to leave as a parting final thoughts?
Well, I would like to say to people who's here listening and struggling with fat loss is you are very brave for taking this step, and I'm really, really proud of you. And you are capable more than you think. So if you keep going, you will reach that goal also, which is reverse diet, and you're gonna enjoy this phase also. So thank you so much for everybody. I hope I wasn't, I was, my conversation was very, very small.
No, you were amazing. You were amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh,
And I think, yeah, just to round that off, is going from this place of like scarcity, restriction to a place of abundance. And
yeah.
myself and Marvin probably have had it a lot where like we finish a cut, and I know Marvin, you haven't necessarily done that, just to cut weight for whatever. But you suddenly have all of this energy, and you think just because maybe there's a little bit of weight gain, it's fat, right? But no, it's muscle, it's water, it's carbohydrates, and all that kind of stuff. So, um, fitness is about abundance. It's about enjoyment. It's about showing what you are capable of and what you can do. So, thank you everyone for joining this evening. I hope it was useful. I hope it's giving you some food for thought on the phases that we're going to go through and the phases that we're going to look at. And obviously, if there's any questions at all, please do shout, and we can talk further. But I've got to shoot because I've got to pick my parents up from the airport, and well, we'll be on for next time. So thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure having you.
I
Thank
wish I
you.
Thank you,
could.
Mia.
What did you
Welcome,
do?
Rasha, for your first one.
Did
And
it?
Hind and May, amazing having you once again. So enjoy. Have a nice evening, everyone, and we'll speak soon.